Hi friends, in this video we are going to see how an object can be moved around in Unity. Right, so let me just create an object quickly. Let's make a cube and then let me add a new script onto it. I will call it my learning script movement. Create and add, double click on it, the movement script opens up. My learning script movement. Right. Now you have seen how transform component can be accessed, and probably you also know how to use the transform.Translate method. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that method in the update and get component transform and open close bracket, very important, don't forget this, dot translate right here, and I'm going to move it to the right, new vector 3 0, sorry, to the right means the x coordinate should be populated. Let me take a small value because this is going, remember update is called 30, 40, 50 or maybe even 100 times per second depending on your frame rate, right? Now the cube should technically, if everything is fine, it should keep moving right, that's perfect. So now imagine if I make this into a variable, right, and uh, instead of this, if you have a knowledge of variables, you can easily understand that instead of actually putting out new vector 3, we can also put a variable. Let's call that velocity. Velocity has a direction and a magnitude. Okay, now in start we'll set that velocity to the velocity that we have here and use the velocity here. So why I'm doing this is because I want to show you how this velocity can be easily changed, and the movement can easily change because of that. Okay, now the velocity is the same, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to expose this, I'm going to comment this out, and by doing a serialized field, I'm going to, instead of having it in the code, I'm going to set it from the editor. Alright, and see how things change. Now my velocity will appear over here as a vector. Perfect. So I will make it 0.2f, and I should observe exactly the same thing because the value is exactly the same as before. I think it did not get saved. Yeah. Something weird is happening. Why is it not getting saved? Oh, that's because I used F. I need not use a F here. I should use that in code, but not here. Okay, now notice what is happening. I increase the Y. Let me decrease the Y. Let me make it negative. Now your cube should come down after some time. How do you see the cube? I just press an F here. So it is going to the right. Let me make it, alright, let me start this again. Right, see how this changes. I decrease the velocity, negative x, positive x, negative x, positive x. Let me make it 0.1. So slowly it is moving. Now what will happen if I increase the y a little bit? It will start moving up. Decrease the y, moves down. Interesting and funny, right? Now if I do a z, it will move farther away and closer. Alright. So if you put a velocity into a variable, you can do a lot of things. Imagine combining this with an if condition, and maybe you can have a yo-yo kind of a effect in which the ball, when it touches, when it comes down, when its position is below a certain level, its velocity, y velocity becomes negative of itself. Or imagine if it's moving like you want to give a right and left movement. So the moment the position x position goes below a certain level, your x velocity, the x component of the velocity increases. Sorry, it becomes negative of itself. So lots of things can be done with when you put this velocity into a variable and you modify the variable according to certain situations. Alright, so imagine enemy behavior which is moving right and left. You can use your imagination and code that in. just by doing that. Just imagine. Okay, so let's see how we can. I'll just show you, and in the code you'll have to think how to implement it. So I start my game with a positive x velocity. What I want to happen is that the moment it reaches right, it goes back. So I'll check with the position. If it is more than 9 x position, then I'll negate the velocity. Moment it is less than -10, I'll negate. I mean, I'll make it positive again by just setting it to. So see this. So by just setting a velocity to negative of itself, you can get this effect. All right. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.